So they want to teach religion in schools nowadays. But what they're really saying is they just want to teach Christianity. If they really wanted to teach religion in school, then they would teach all religions, whether it's Wiccan or Hinduism or whether it is Islam or any other religion. You would have to teach all of them. But that is not what they mean. When this argument is brought to bear, this argument is cherry-picked. They want to teach only Christianity because they will then utilize the idea that the Constitution of the United States and the founding fathers were Christian, and this was a Christian nation, and this needs to go back to being a Christian nation. Well, I beg to differ that this was not a Christian nation. This was not founded on Christianity. There are elements of it that you can find, but there is the freedom of religion in the First Amendment. There is the separation of church and state, so therefore this is not, and never has been, a Christian nation. But let's say I give you that, and this was formalized as a Christian nation. Well, here's the problem with this being a Christian nation. It was this being a Christian nation in the 1700s that allowed for them to read Leviticus 25, and of the foreigners who live amongst you in the foreign nations, you will buy your slaves and pass them down to your sons as property. That allowed for my ancestors to be enslaved in this country for over 200 plus years and then suffer through Jim Crow. It is the Bible's teachings, this Christian Bible teachings, that allow for that. It is this Christian Bible teaching that in the 1950s and 40s, women didn't have the right to be able to vote. The women didn't have, well, women's suffrage came for that, but women didn't have the right to be able to say that my husband raped me. They didn't have the right to say that my husband beat me. It was, and of course, even before that, they didn't have the right to vote because women were looked upon as property in accordance to the Bible. So this Christian nation that you claim was started in 1776 was based on the oppression of women and the oppression of the enslaved people. But let's go a little bit further. This Christianity that this country was founded on was also the Christianity that said that of these other nations, you are to genocide them. Just like the Israelites supposedly genocided the Moabites and the Pebusites and the Jebusites and the Canaanites, you are to genocide the indigenous people of this land because they are worshipers of a different God, of a what you call, your ancestors called, a false God. So that's the Christianity. That's the religion you want to teach in school. But no, you will cherry pick. You will cherry pick and say that no, we're just going to teach the good parts. Love your neighbor. Honor your mother and your father. We're not going to teach that if a child is obedient and find himself to be a lazy drunkard, that you are to take him to the elders and then have that child stoned to death. Or that if a young virgin girl is found out to not be a virgin on her wedding night, that you are to take her to the front of her house and have the people of the town stone her to death. That witches and warlock, those who practice divination, that you are supposed to stone these people. So you want to go back to that, when America was supposedly a Christian nation, when it was participating in those aspects of the Bible. But no, I know you want to cherry pick different, but that's what you are saying. That's what the Bible taught. That's what the Bible is. That's why you find that in American history, those travesties happening. You find that in European history, those travesties happen. You find that in African history, those travesties happen. You find that in the Levant history, the Mediterranean history, because those travesties happen. And why did those travesties happen? Because people were following the Bible. So no, I do not want your religion taught in schools. But if you're going to have religious studies, let it be like the college level of religious studies, not enforced, done by choice. So y'all have a great day. Subscribe to the page. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.